Welcome Call of the Wild fans, this is Analog and Digital with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the Angler and the updates that dropped last Tuesday, June the 18th, along with a new DLC. So on their official web page, this is what they're saying. Available now, the new remote-controlled bait boat lets you deploy bait further from the shore with pinpoint precision. Enjoy complete control of your baiting tactics, no matter if you're fishing in shallow areas or exploring deeper waters. Also launching today is the free 1.70 update, adding new fish species, including the Wells catfish, and new mechanics like bait throwing and bait catapulting. So updates 1.7.0, features and quality of life improvements. With bait feeding, you can now throw bait into water by hand and a catapult. This will create a baited area that will attract many fish. We've added 4 new fish to the Angler in this update: white crappie, rock bass, and freshwater drum to Golden Ridge Reserve, and the monstrous Wells catfish to the Spain Reserve. Patch notes: they fixed a number of graphical issues in Spain, Norway, and South Africa, minor bug fixes, and quality of life updates. So to understand what bait feeding is basically you're dropping or throwing different baits into the water that will help attract different fish to the area that you're fishing in. So that allows you to then potentially catch bigger fish or different kinds of fish, depending upon the bait that you're throwing or dropping out. So let's take a look at the new baits available for bait feeding. So when you go to buy baits, you'll notice that there is a new category. And we've got natural, live, bottom baits, and then now ground bait. So this is what you would probably be either throwing, catapulting, or dropping with the new DLC remote controlled bait boat. I would like to be able to tell you what each of these do, because if you notice on here, you can click and find out the information about the particular bait. Unfortunately, if we go into here, there's no way to see what how these individually perform or what they will attract. But we have Match Blend, Pro Performance, Lake Mix, High Impact, and Advantage. The only way that we can find out what they will attract per se is if we go into our handbook. As you can see here, for the largemouth bass, they have added under their bait and lure preference popper, frog, and then lake mix. So we'll have to go into the fish population handbook and look them up that way. But anyway, so let's get away from her.
But wait, you didn't buy anything.
Oh, I know. I'll buy something next time, I promise. All right, so let's go to a lake and we'll see how this works. So another thing you'll notice is that there is a new quick menu change. So now we have our bait that we're using for pole fishing, our pole, what we are using to throw out with our catapult. And then there's the new DLC remote control boats, and then comments, emotes, and flashlight are now on the list as well. But let's go into the menu here. So what used to be called rods is now gear. And so as you can see, there's 3 categories up at top. There is what we know as the rod fishing. And then they have a new bait feeding category, which allows you to choose the equipment and choose the attachment. And then those are the choices down below we have. So if we were going to throw this out, we click on there and pick the hand. And then the attachment, we will use, let's say, the Pro Performance. And now, by our quick menu, we can go in, click on the bait feeding, and you can see the bait in our hand. And just like if you were casting a rod, there is a bar here. And it throws the bait out. And throwing, it looks like about roughly about 50 feet. And you can only have 4 bait out at a time. And as you can see that there is a timer on them. Oh, too close to that one. There we go. So you can only have 4 out at a time. They only last for so long. And so the thought of it is this is going to attract more fish than just with what our rod. So if we go in here and we choose our rod and maybe toss in the middle of those 4 baits that we've thrown out, then we are more likely to catch whatever that hand bait is going to attract. Now, that also depends on what you're fishing for, whether or not I have the right bait. All these different factors apply, but you get the idea. All right, so that is hand throwing. So if we go back in here, go back into our gear, and we go here to bait feeding, select. There are 3 catapults that are available to us. Now, these, you can buy these in the bait shops. The short is 20,000. The medium is, I believe, 40 or 50,000, and then it's like 80,000 coins for the long. And of course, they base this on what level you're at and what you can afford at the time. I've purchased all 3 here, and I'll show you about how they work. So we'll choose the short, and we'll go up here and choose a bait. Again, we'll go with the Pro Performance. Go out here. And so the same as throwing. So looking at 65 to 70 feet. Now, remember I mentioned 4 at a time. So as we go back here, the 4 we threw out are now gone. That could be because the time expired or because we threw these out. So same process, same function applies here. Now that's going to attract, hopefully, the fish that we're fishing for. And if we go in, again, just to give you an idea about the range. Medium. That's the Pro Performance. go to about 100 feet. You don't have to, well, and if you get it too close, it won't show up there. So you can kind of see about 100 feet is the range on that one. So what I've done here is I've used a regular bait and not one of the new baits. But I have the hot dog in here. And you can see that it shows that I have 69. If I throw them out, you notice it's not just one, but it actually takes 10 of the regular baits each time you throw out. So if you throw out the maximum of 4, you've used 40 of your hot dogs. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. Okay, so let's take a look at the DLC. And so with the DLC, you get remote controlled bait boats. So you get 3 different types. You get the Lake Powell Bait Boat Standard, Lake Powell Bait Boat Woodland, so kind of a camouflage, and then a Lake Powell Bait Boat Carbon, like carbon fiber. So the bait that I have loaded here is high impact, and we'll see how this works. So I go to my menu, I come down here, I select on the boat. So now I have remote control. So I don't know what the keyboard, I use a control pad, but just like you would normally think, the right trigger would be the go forward and the left trigger would be going backwards. And it about has the range of about how far we can actually cast. So you can see it's going out. Now it's past 100 feet. And the left tab, I guess you would call it on a controller, is what you drop the bait with. And just like if you would throw or catapulting, you decide where you want the bait to go. Oh, that was too close. Go there. Back closer. Drop it there. And once we're done dropping those baits, then we use our pole, we'll cast in that area, and hopefully we'll catch whatever we're looking for. Now you may notice that the boat is still out there. Is it just sitting there floating? I don't think that it will scare off fish, but I know if you are driving it, it can. So keep that in mind as you're putting the baits down. And so remember, when you want to change back from control of either the rod or bait boat, just get back into your reel in, sit back down in your boat, and now you have the option to go back to your bait boat. And if you're worried about it potentially scaring off fish, then you can bring it right back to right next to your boat, and you won't have to worry about it. So one of the new fish in Golden Ridge Reserve is the white crappie. It's been my experience that these can be caught generally where large and smallmouth bass are. Anywhere where you see lily pads, at least is my experience so far. And they are a night fish. Let's go on to the next one. Okay, our next fish is the freshwater drum. I found so far that this can be caught on the west side of the map in the reservoir that has the dam. And it is a bottom lurker and can be caught both day and night. And this is a very small version that I've caught here. Because the diamond can be caught on a 4/0, so these get quite big. So let's go on to our next fish. Okay, our next fish is the rock bass, and it also can be caught on the western side of the map. I'm sure there's more places than that, but so far this is where I've caught it. So this would be in the reservoir that has the dam, nearly the same spot where I caught the freshwater drum. And it's an aggressive fish. It can be caught both day and night, and is a rather small fish. So silver, this was caught on a number 8 hook. So let's go on to the next fish.
A few minutes later.
So wow. So our next and last fish of this update is in the Spain map only. And it is the Wells catfish. It can be found in any shallow or deep lake areas, but it seems to be the northern deep lakes on the map for this one. It is a bottom lurker, and it is best caught at night. So there you have it. That is a summary of most of the things that have come out with the new DLC and update. And I hope you got something from this video. Please like and subscribe if you did. And we'll see you in the next one.